Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I am happy to welcome you to our second meeting of Research and Development Unit.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam, Miss.
Thank you for attending this meeting. Are you guys feeling well?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
Miss.
Before we start the meeting, I want to know a little about update of the scope of work for each department. Can we start with the marketing manager, Mr. Najmuddin?
Yes, Miss. We in the marketing department are managing several marketing activities to promote the books that will be released later. In addition, we are also in discussion with companies that are interested in collaborating with sale of our books. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Anyone else? Yeah. Miss Alia, can you tell me if I have a meeting after this meeting?
You will have a meeting to attend with manager of storybooks at 5 p.m. today.
Thank you, Miss Alia. Anyone else?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I want to inform that I have found a person that can increase our fund, which is Mr. Amir from Setia Megah Holding Berhad. He already gives a check worth 15,000 ringgit to our research and development unit.
Thank you, Miss Nuha. Anyone else to give their...
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman. I am Shafiq. As a Human Resource Manager Department, I want to inform that I just received and signed letter about some employees that request for their salary to be raised. I agreed to their request because, based on my observation, these past 3 months, those employees who requested their salary to be raised were very hardworking and becoming one of the reasons why our company's financial status rose up.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Anyone else?
Pardon me, Miss Chairman. I am Safwan from Finance Department. Yesterday, Hilo Company Manager request to become one of our executive shareholder in this company. In my opinion, this is a great opportunity for us to increase our capital because we can do sort of investment if we had the chance. Besides, we can collab with others companies, somehow prepare some project and stuff to increase our bond with others.
Thank you, Mr. Safwan. Alright then. We shall now proceed to deal with item number 2. Are there any apologies for absence, Miss Alia?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I am Aya. Apologies for absence were received from Mr. Azman and Ms. Shafiqa.
Thank you, Miss Alia. Then we shall now move to item number 3. Have you guys read the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Are there any errors occurred in the minutes of the last meeting?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Najmuddin. I would like to inform that the book received is 3,500 books, but the number state in the record is 350 books. That's all.
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I am Safwan. I would like to inform that our company has a minor miscalculation in the trial balance.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin and Mrs. Safwan. Can someone propose that the minutes be passed as a true record?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I am Nuha. I propose that the minutes of the last meeting be passed as a true record.
Thank you, Ms. Nuha. Anyone want to second this motion?
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman. I am Shafiq. I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Let's move to item number 4. Is there any matters arising?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Najmuddin. I would like to inform that the bookshelf has been installed.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Any other matters arising?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Safwan. I would like to inform that the fund is sufficient enough for us to organize any program in the future.
Thank you, Mrs. Safwan. If there are no more matters arising, let's move to item number 5, which is our special business. COVID-19 has slightly changed careers and the job search permanently, with many companies ditching offices and moving to new virtual hiring and remote work practices. The Human Resources Department has evolved how and where they are hiring, what skills they are searching for, and the way the post-pandemic workplace will operate. Therefore, to help the student and fresh graduates face the challenges, I would like to conduct a career week for them. The objective of the program is to educate and prepare the students with the job hunting skills and working environment. Anyone want to give your motion what activities that can be held in the career week?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Shafi. I propose that we organize a conference about an interview session for our career work event. Based on my proposal, I would like to help the fresh graduates to visualize the interview session to avoid them from being nervous and well prepared. As a human resource manager, I want to give a speech or talk about some tips to be well prepared before interview. These tips may be useful for the fresh graduate to attend their interview skill and have higher chance to get the job that they apply.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Anyone want to second this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Najmuddin. I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Now let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Shafiq. Can you tell me more about your motion?
Thank you for asking. This conference is the best idea to build confidence and experience to fresh graduates. We know nowadays communication skills is the most important part in any field to succeed in career development. So it would be good if it starts with an interview. In addition, this is a suitable medium for us to assess their talent during the interview.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Then, shall we put this to a vote? Will all those in favor raise your hands?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
miss.
Thank you. Now, we have 4 votes for the motion and 1 vote against it. The motion is therefore passed. Let's move to the next motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Safwan. I propose that we organize an interview competition between fresh graduates for our career week event. According to my proposal, competition will make them try hard because there are prizes for winners. Besides, some of them may know what their mistakes when we have the winners and may improve themselves in the future. We can judge the interview video by looking at the editing skills, content, attire, and format. This will lead them to be prepared for their real interview in the future.
Thank you, Mrs. Safwan. Anyone to second this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Aya. Second the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Alia. Let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Safwan. Can you tell me more about your motion?
My pleasure. I think this suggestion is the best idea to gain more knowledge about do's and don'ts during interview. For an example, while preparing for a competition, they will somehow be doing some research for the interview. Thus, it will help increase them to understand the interview skills they will need as well as qualification for successful applications for their future jobs.
Thank you for the explanation, Mrs. Safwan. Anyone to disagree with this motion?
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman. I am Shafiq. I disagree with Mr. Safwan's idea because the interview session would cost a lot of money. I mention this because the prizes would cost more than our budget. Furthermore, the decoration and planning for this program would be costly.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Shall we put this to a vote? Will all those in favor raise your hands?
Yes, Miss.
Yes,
Yes, Miss.
Thank you. Now we have our 2 votes for the motion and 3 votes against it. The motion is therefore defeated. Let's move to the next motion. Anyone want to propose their motion?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I, Nuha. I propose that we organize a meet and greet with Mr. Yi Wing Peng, the CEO of Deloitte. He has more than 25 years of experience in audit and tax, with extensive experience in advising local and multinational companies on a comprehensive range of tax services and business solutions. Regarding this event, it will help the students to know more about his career and opportunities in the sector.
Thank you, Ms. Nuha. Anyone to second this motion?
Excuse me, I Najmuddin. I second the proposal.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Ms. Noha, can you explain on why you proposed this motion?
Yes, Miss Alia, I will explain. To me, to invite a great person like Mr. Yi Wing Peng is the right suggestion. This individual is a person who has a wide experience in auditing and taxation, so it is a very important for fresh graduates to gain knowledge by listening to him in this field. They will be exposed about how to success in their careers. So inviting an individual like Mr. Yi Wing Peng is the best choice.
Thank you, Ms. Nuha. Shall we put this to a vote with all those favor raise your hands?
Yes, Miss.
yes,
Okay, thank you. We shall move to the next motion. Sorry. Thank you. Now we have our 5 votes for the motion. The motion is therefore passed. Let's move to the next motion. We shall move to Who wants to propose the motion?
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman, I am Alia. I propose that we organize a career presentation where the students present about their future career sector and the opportunities. I wish to conduct this activity because it will allow them to discover more about their desired careers and help them lay out a road that will take them from low-level roles to high-level positions. Aside from that, career planning will assist students in selecting the ideal occupations and internships to get future dream employment. As a result, we will invite a professional speaker to give a talk about skills and careers in order to lead them through this activity.
Thank you, Miss Alia. Do we have a seconder to this motion?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman, I Nuha second the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Nuha. Let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Miss Alia. Can you tell me more about your motion?
Right, Mrs. Safwan. Nowadays, job seekers, especially fresh graduates, facing a huge problem in to know what kind of job that suits them well. By organizing this activity, they will be more accurate about what they want to be in the future based on what they have researched in their desired career. Hence, they will not regret in the future. As we know, people tend to get stressed when they did something that is not suits for them or opposites of their interests and personality. So it is important for them to know their dream jobs and There are dream jobs that suits them well.
Thank you, Miss Alia. Anyone to give their opinion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I, Safwan, want to give my opinion about this motion. Referring to Alia's proposal, I agree that the career presentation will allow them to discover more about the desire of each person. But I believe that this will not be effective enough. This is because some people may lack of information about their passion. It was a huge mistake if we decide to make a people present about something that they don't know yet. It was different from school lessons that make a student present about the topic that have been given in the textbooks. Besides, the topic is about the career week, which were too general in interest that can mislead people into wrong information. With the reason, I am disagree with Alia's proposal.
I see. Thank you, Mrs. Safwan. Let's vote this motion, shall we? Will all those in favor raise your hands, please? Thank you. Now we have our 2 votes for the motion and 3 votes against it. The motion is therefore defeated. Let's move to the next motion. Do we have any motion to give?
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman. I, Safwan, I propose that we organize the True Color of You quiz for our Career Week event. Based on my proposal, I wish to have fresh graduates to choose their passion carefully to help them being comfortable with their job in the future. Furthermore, it will make them less burdened and make the job more fun if the job fits them well. Besides, they should know their own self-weakness because everybody have it. The result of this event should make every participant can see their goal in the future clearly.
Thank you, Mrs. Safwan. Good motion you have there. Do we have any seconded to this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I, Najmuddin, I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Okay, let's continue with this discussion.
Excuse me, Mrs. Safwan, can you give me some details explanation of your motion?
Yes, Miss Alia, for me. This quiz activity helped the fresh graduate a lot by develop their way of thinking and career decision. By knowing themselves, what they're capable of, and their own skills and flaws, they have a better choice and good decision to choose their most suitable career. So, quiz about the true color of you is one of the best choice to help the fresh graduate in the career event.
Thank you, Mr. Safwan. Do we have anyone to disagree with this idea?
No, Miss.
No, miss.
Okay. So let's vote this motion. Will all those in favor raise your hand?
Yes, Miss.
Thank you. Now we have 5 votes. So this motion is passed. Let's move to the next motion. Anyone to propose the idea?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I, Najmuddin, propose that we create a mentorship program for the participants. The program that I proposed a moment ago is a mentorship program. In my opinion, it is a very suitable program to hold. Job seekers need a mentor for them from various aspects such as context of career formation, education, spirituality, and self-development. So, with the sharing of knowledge from an experienced person, then the participant can know what needs they must have before entering the world of work and to facilitate job search for them. And we do not need to invite famous people for this program because it is enough for me for us to use expertise from experienced or employees at our company.
Thank you. Great idea, Mr. Najmuddin. Do we have any seconder to this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I am Alia, second the motion.
Thank you, Miss Alia. Alright then, let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Najmuddin. Can you explain more specific about your motion?
As you wish, Mr. Shafiq. Recent graduates need guidance from more mature people in this world of work. They have no experience. Sometimes we don't know if some of these people have problems that could disrupt their careers. So we as experienced people have to take care of them. Usually, people who have just entered the world of work, they cannot stand the pressure and condition of this work. So I emphasize again, they need guidance. So I feel this program should be run. Thank you.
I have to agree with Mr. Najmuddin.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Anyone to disagree with this idea?
No,
No,
miss.
miss.
Let's vote this motion. If you agree with this motion, please raise your hand, please. Thank you. We have 5 votes to this motion. Therefore, this motion is passed. Let's move to the next motion. Anyone else?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Shafiq. I propose that we organize a virtual tour at public company for our career work event. Based on my proposal, I wish to visualize the fresh graduate in a virtual tour. This idea can be implemented immediately to see how work done and routine as a worker in the company. As a result, when the fresh graduate enter the career era, they will not be too awkward about their surrounding and culture around him.
Great motion, Mr. Shafiq. Any seconder to this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I Najmuddin. I would like second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Najmuddin. Let's discuss this motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Shafiq. Could you please explain in detail about your motion?
Yes, Miss Alia. People are always difficult to adapt with new environment if they are not being exposed about it. Based on my reasons, I believe that job seekers, especially fresh graduates, have not been exposed about work environment in their daily life. I am sure that by organizing virtual tour, somehow it will help them to adapt with new things.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Anyone to disagree with this motion?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I am Alia. I disagree with Mr. Shafiq's suggestion since a virtual tour would be ineffective and not everyone can afford or has a strong internet connection at home. Consequently, individuals with a poor internet connection will experience latency in the video. As a result, they will miss some of the virtual tour's information. I feel like it is unnecessary for us to carry out this activity.
I see. Thank you, Miss Alia. So let's vote this motion, shall we? Will all those in favor raise your hand, please? You may raise your hand.
Yes, Miss.
Thank you. Now we have our votes. 2 votes for the motion and 3 votes against it. The motion is therefore defeated. Let's move to the next item, which is number 8. Is there any other business?
Excuse me, Miss Chairman. I am Shafi. I want to inform that our supervisor has been resigned last Friday.
I see. I heard he has to take care of for his mother. Any other business to discuss?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I, Safwan. Can we hire more employees to decrease the work hour?
Thank you, Mrs. Safwan. Okay, let's bring this matter into our next meeting. Well, that seems to be all the time we have today. Our next meeting will be invitation from other companies to do all collaboration with us. The date is on Monday, 8 November 2021 at 8:30 a.m. in Merbau meeting room. Are there any question or comment to make?
No, miss.
Then will someone propose that the meeting be closed?
Excuse me, Ms. Chairman. I propose the meeting to be closed.
Are there any seconder?
I am Safwan. Second the meeting to be closed.
Thank you for coming. The meeting can be adjourned.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.